What if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back from success is not your circumstances, not your past, and not even your lack of resources, but your own mind? Right now, your brain is either working for you or against you, shaping your reality based on the thoughts you allow to take root. Most people go through life unaware that they have been programmed by negativity, by self-doubt, by the limiting beliefs they've absorbed from the world around them. And unless you take control of that programming, you will stay stuck, repeating the same struggles over and over again. But here's the truth. You have the power to rewire your mind for success. You have the ability to erase negativity, replace it with unstoppable confidence, and condition yourself to win every single day. The most successful people in the world don't rely on luck or talent alone. They train their minds like athletes train their bodies. They intentionally brainwash themselves for success. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Because once you learn how to master your mind, you will master your life. So are you ready to take control of your destiny? Let's begin. Your mind is a battlefield, and the war is fought every single day, whether you realize it or not. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, your thoughts are shaping your reality. They determine your actions, your decisions, and ultimately the course of your life. The problem is, most people don't realize just how much power their thoughts hold. They allow negativity, doubt, and fear to take control without ever fighting back. If you do that, you lose before you even begin. Because success doesn't start with talent, money, or luck. It starts in your mind. Imagine waking up every morning and the first thing you hear is a voice telling you you're not good enough. You're going to fail. Why even bother? That voice is subtle, but it's there. It's the result of years of conditioning from your past experiences, from the people around you, and from the society that often focuses on limitations instead of possibilities. If you let that voice run unchecked, it will dictate your life. It will keep you in a cycle of self-doubt, procrastination, and missed opportunities. And before you know it, years will pass, and you'll be wondering why you never reached your full potential. Now let's flip that scenario. What if you wake up every morning and hear a different voice? A voice that says, I am capable, I am powerful, I am going to make today count. That's not just motivational fluff, it's science. The thoughts you consistently entertain create neural pathways in your brain. The more you repeat something to yourself, the stronger those pathways become. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, that belief will solidify and become your reality. But if you tell yourself every day that you are disciplined, focused, and unstoppable, your brain will start to accept it as truth. Most people don't actively choose what thoughts they allow into their minds. They go through life passively, absorbing whatever messages they receive from the world around them. They listen to negative people, consume toxic media, and dwell on their failures instead of their potential. It's like leaving the doors of your fortress wide open and letting the enemy walk right in. You wouldn't let a thief into your home, so why let negative thoughts steal your future? The key is to take control. Every day you must be intentional about what you feed your mind. You have to make a conscious decision to reject negativity and replace it with empowering beliefs. And it's not enough to do it once, you have to do it repeatedly until it becomes your new default setting. This is where most people struggle. They try positive thinking for a day or two, but the old thoughts creep back in and they give up. What they don't realize is that mental conditioning works just like physical conditioning. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be in shape. You have to train consistently. The same goes for your mind. Think of elite athletes, top entrepreneurs, and world-class performers. They all understand this principle. They don't just train their bodies, they train their minds. They visualize success before it happens. They speak affirmations daily. They guard their thoughts like a treasure because they know that what happens in their minds will eventually manifest in their reality. And you can do the same. You don't need to be born with some special gift. You just need to decide right now that you will no longer be a slave to negative thinking. Start small. The next time a negative thought enters your mind, don't just accept it, challenge it. Replace it with a stronger, more empowering thought. Do this consistently, and over time, you will rewire your brain for success. It won't be easy at first, but nothing worth having ever is. The reward is a life where you are in control, where you dictate your destiny instead of letting fear and doubt dictate it for you. The battle for success is won or lost in your mind. Make sure you win. Reprogramming your mind daily is one of the most powerful habits you can develop if you want to achieve success. Your mind is like a computer, and just like a computer needs regular updates and maintenance to function properly, your brain needs daily programming to keep it aligned with your goals. The problem most people face is that they are running on old, outdated programming, thought patterns, and beliefs that have been instilled in them since childhood, shaped by their environment, experiences, and the people around them. If that programming is filled with self-doubt, fear, and limitation, it will keep you stuck in the same place, no matter how much talent or potential you have. That is why it is crucial to take control of your mental software and reprogram it every single day. The way you think and feel is a result of repetition. If you have spent years telling yourself that you are not good enough, that you will never succeed, or that life is unfair, those thoughts have become deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind. They play on a loop, reinforcing negative behaviors and limiting beliefs. The good news is, just as repetition created those negative patterns, repetition can also overwrite them with positive ones. That's where daily reprogramming comes in. Every morning when you wake up, your mind is in a highly impressionable state. The thoughts you entertain in the first few minutes of your day set the tone for everything that follows. If the first thing you do is check your phone and flood your mind with negativity from social media, the news, or stressful emails, you are programming yourself to be reactive instead of proactive. But if you start your day by feeding your mind with empowering thoughts, affirmations, and visualization, you set yourself up for success. Affirmations are one of the simplest and most effective ways to reprogram your mind. When you repeatedly speak positive, powerful statements about yourself and your future, you begin to shift your identity. Instead of saying, "I wish I was confident," you say, "I am confident." Instead of saying, "I hope I become successful," you say, "I am becoming successful every day." It may feel unnatural at first because your brain is still wired to believe the old story you've been telling yourself, but with consistency, those new statements start to take root. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. It simply accepts whatever it is fed. That is why elite athletes visualize themselves winning before they ever step onto the field. That is why top performers act as if they have already achieved their goals before they physically manifest them. They understand that the mind has to accept success before the body and actions can follow. Another powerful way to reprogram your mind is through gratitude. The human brain is wired to focus on problems and potential threats, which is why negativity often dominates our thoughts. But when you make it a daily habit to focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your perspective. Instead of seeing limitations, you start seeing opportunities. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you start appreciating what's right. This simple shift in focus rewires your brain to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. A great way to practice this is by writing down 3 things you are grateful for every morning. They don't have to be big things, just small, meaningful moments that remind you that life is moving in the right direction. Another crucial part of reprogramming your mind is setting clear, specific goals and reviewing them every day. If you don't have a vision for where you are going, you will get lost. Successful people don't just set goals once a year, they remind themselves of their goals every single day. They write them down, they visualize achieving them, and they take small, consistent actions to move closer to them. When you do this, your brain starts working for you instead of against you. It begins to filter the world in a way that aligns with your goals. You start noticing opportunities you would have otherwise missed. You become more focused, more disciplined, and more intentional with your time and energy. The most important thing to remember is that reprogramming your mind is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. Just like you wouldn't expect to build muscle by working out once, you can't expect to change your mindset by doing this occasionally. You have to commit to it, even on the days when you don't feel like it, because that is when it matters most. The more you reinforce positive beliefs and empowering thoughts, the stronger they become, and eventually, they will become your new default setting. Eliminating negative influences is one of the most critical steps in achieving success because your environment plays a direct role in shaping your mindset. The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the actions you take are all influenced by the people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and the conversations you engage in daily. Many people struggle to make progress in life, not because they lack ability or drive, but because they are constantly exposed to negativity that holds them back. If you do not take control of what you allow into your mind, it will be programmed by outside forces that do not have your best interests at heart. One of the biggest sources of negativity comes from the people around you. Whether you realize it or not, the attitudes, beliefs, and habits of the people you interact with have a profound impact on your mindset. If you spend most of your time around individuals who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, you will absorb those same tendencies. Their negative outlook will begin to seep into your thinking, making it harder for you to stay motivated and focused. You will start questioning your abilities, doubting your dreams, and lowering your standards just to fit in. That is why it is so important to evaluate your relationships and distance yourself from anyone who brings toxic energy into your life. It does not mean you have to cut people off completely, but you must set clear boundaries to protect your mental space. Negativity is also embedded in the media you consume. Every day, news outlets bombard people with fear-based headlines. Social media platforms amplify outrage and division, and entertainment industries glorify unhealthy lifestyles. If you constantly expose yourself to negative messages, your subconscious mind will begin to internalize them. You will start to see the world through a lens of scarcity, fear, and limitation, rather than opportunity, growth, and abundance. That is why you must be intentional about what you feed your mind. Instead of spending hours scrolling through social media, where comparison and negativity run rampant, fill your mind with content that inspires and educates you. Read books that challenge your thinking, listen to podcasts that provide valuable insights, and watch videos that uplift and motivate you. The more you replace negative influences with positive ones, the stronger your mindset becomes. Another subtle but powerful source of negativity comes from the words you speak and the conversations you engage in. Words are not just sounds, they carry energy and influence your thoughts on a deep level. If you constantly speak in a way that reinforces limitations, saying things like, I can't, I'm not good enough, or it's too hard, you are programming yourself for failure. Similarly, if you engage in gossip, complaining, or pessimistic discussions, you are reinforcing a negative mental state. Instead, make it a habit to speak words that align with the person you want to become. Practice positive self-talk and use affirmations that empower you. Surround yourself with people who have a growth mindset, who challenge you to be better and who encourage you to think bigger. One of the most dangerous aspects of negativity is that it often disguises itself as realism. People who doubt themselves or settle for less will often justify it by saying they are just being realistic. They will tell you that your dreams are too big, that success is not guaranteed, and that you should lower your expectations to avoid disappointment. But the truth is, most realists are just people who have given up on their own potential and now try to project their limitations onto others. You must reject this mindset and choose to be influenced by those who believe in possibilities rather than obstacles. Eliminating negativity does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means refusing to let negativity control your thoughts and dictate your actions. It means making a conscious decision every day to focus on solutions rather than problems, to see setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures, and to surround yourself with an environment that supports your growth. The more you remove toxic influences from your life, the more room you create for success, happiness, and fulfillment. Turning pain into power is one of the most important mindset shifts you can make on your journey to success. Pain is inevitable in life. Everyone experiences hardships, setbacks, failures, and disappointments. What separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck is how they respond to that pain. Most people allow pain to break them. They dwell on their failures, replay their mistakes in their minds, and use their struggles as an excuse to give up. But those who achieve greatness understand that pain is not meant to stop them, it is meant to shape them. They understand that pain is not meant to stop them, it is meant to shape them. They use their hardships as fuel to push forward, to grow stronger, and to reach new levels of success. Every struggle you face contains a lesson. When something painful happens, it is easy to focus on the discomfort and frustration it brings. But if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you will realize that there is always something to learn. Whether it is a personal failure, a rejection, or a major life challenge, each painful experience is an opportunity to improve. The problem is that most people do not take the time to analyze their pain. They get so caught up in their emotions that they miss the lessons hidden within their struggles. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They should be asking, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective transforms pain from something that weakens you into something that strengthens you. History is filled with examples of people who turned pain into power. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders have faced unimaginable hardships, yet they did not allow those experiences to define them negatively. Instead, they used their pain as motivation to work harder, to push beyond their limits, and to prove to themselves and the world that they were capable of more. Many of the greatest stories of success come from individuals who refuse to be victims of their circumstances. They use their pain as fuel to keep going, even when everything seemed impossible. One of the reasons why pain is such a powerful motivator is that it forces you to grow. When everything is comfortable, there is no urgency to change. Comfort breeds complacency, and complacency kills progress. But pain disrupts that comfort. It forces you to adapt, to learn, and to evolve. It shows you your weaknesses and challenges you to overcome them. If you approach pain with the right mindset, it becomes a tool for self-improvement. It forces you to develop resilience, patience, and mental toughness, all qualities that are essential for long-term success. Pain also builds character. It tests your determination and reveals what you are truly made of. Many people say they want success, but when they face obstacles, they give up. They allow temporary discomfort to derail their long-term goals. But those who are truly committed to success embrace pain as part of the process. They understand that every setback is an opportunity to prove their strength. When they get knocked down, they get back up. When they fail, they try again with more wisdom and experience. They refuse to let pain define them in a negative way. Instead, they let it refine them into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. Another powerful aspect of pain is that it can create a sense of purpose. Many people who have gone through difficult experiences use their pain to help others. They take their struggles and turn them into a mission. Whether it is starting a business, writing a book, or mentoring others, they transform their pain into something meaningful. Instead of letting their hardships break them, they allow those experiences to give them direction. They find ways to turn their suffering into a source of strength, not just for themselves, but for others as well. To turn pain into power, you must change your relationship with discomfort. Instead of avoiding it or fearing it, you must embrace it as part of the journey. You must train yourself to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. This requires mental discipline. It requires you to control your emotions and focus on the lessons rather than the suffering. It requires you to develop the ability to keep moving forward, even when everything in you wants to stop. When you master this mindset, you become unstoppable. Pain no longer holds you back, it propels you forward. Acting as if you are already successful is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make on your journey to greatness. Many people wait until they achieve success before they start thinking, speaking, and behaving like successful individuals. But this is a mistake. Success is not something that happens to you. It is something you attract by becoming the type of person who is ready for it. If you want to achieve your dreams, you must first embody the habits, discipline, and confidence of the person you aspire to be. This is not about pretending or being delusional. It is about aligning your actions with your vision so that success becomes inevitable. The way you carry yourself matters. If you walk through life with low energy, slouched posture, and hesitant speech, you are subconsciously reinforcing a mindset of doubt and insecurity. But if you stand tall, speak with confidence, and move with purpose, you are sending a message to yourself and the world that you are ready for greatness. Body language is not just about how others perceive you, it directly affects how you perceive yourself. Studies have shown that adopting powerful, confident postures can change the way you feel and increase your ability to take action. By acting as if you are already successful, you are rewiring your brain to believe in your own potential. Your thoughts and words also play a crucial role. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'll be successful one day," you are subconsciously creating distance between yourself and your goals. Instead, you should affirm, "I am becoming successful every single day." The language you use programs your mind. Successful people do not just hope they will succeed, they know it. They speak and think in a way that reinforces their belief in themselves. They do not dwell on failure or talk about their limitations. Instead, they focus on solutions, opportunities, and the actions they need to take to reach the next level. If you want to transform your life, you must start speaking and thinking like the person you want to become. One of the most effective ways to act as if you are already successful is to study and model those who have achieved what you desire. Success leaves clues, and if you observe the habits, routines, and mindsets of successful individuals, you will notice patterns. They wake up early, they prioritize their health, they invest in learning, and they surround themselves with the right people. They manage their time wisely, they set clear goals, and they maintain a strong sense of discipline even when they do not feel motivated. If you want to achieve success, you must start adopting these same behaviors now. You do not have to wait until you have millions of dollars in your bank account to think and operate like a successful person. You can start today by developing the mindset, work ethic, and habits that will eventually lead to the success you desire. Acting as if you are already successful also means making decisions with confidence. Many people hesitate to take action because they are afraid of failure. But successful individuals make bold choices and trust themselves. They do not wait for permission or perfect conditions. They understand that progress comes from taking action, learning from mistakes, and continuously improving. If you constantly second-guess yourself, you will remain stuck in the same place. But if you make decisions with conviction, even when you are uncertain, you will develop the resilience and adaptability needed to succeed. Another key aspect of embodying success is how you handle adversity. Challenges and setbacks are a part of the journey, but how you respond to them determines whether you move forward or stay stuck. Successful individuals do not see obstacles as permanent roadblocks. They see them as temporary challenges that can be overcome. They maintain a strong mindset, focus on solutions, and refuse to let difficulties shake their confidence. When you act as if you are already successful, you approach problems with a sense of control rather than fear. You trust that you have the ability to find a way through any situation, and this mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your environment also plays a significant role in shaping your identity. If you surround yourself with negativity, distractions, and people who do not support your growth, it will be difficult to maintain the mindset of success. But if you create an environment that reflects your goals, by surrounding yourself with ambitious individuals, consuming positive and educational content, and setting up systems that keep you accountable, you will naturally start to operate at a higher level. Success is not just about what you do, it is about who you become. And who you become is largely influenced by the environment you create for yourself. Ultimately, acting as if you are already successful is about training your mind and body to align with your goals. When you think, speak, and behave like the person you want to become, you create the conditions for success to manifest in your life. You no longer wait for opportunities, you attract them. You no longer hope for success, you prepare for it. You no longer dream about a better future, you create it through your daily actions and mindset. When you embody the characteristics of a successful person, you set yourself on a path where success is not just possible, it becomes inevitable. Mastering self-discipline is the foundation of success in any area of life. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. Many people have big dreams, ambitions, and goals, but they lack the discipline to consistently take action. They wait for motivation, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes, and if you rely on it to push you forward, you will never achieve lasting success. The key is to develop a level of discipline that allows you to take action regardless of your mood, emotions, or external circumstances. Self-discipline begins with clarity. If you do not know exactly what you want and why you want it, it will be difficult to stay committed. People who lack discipline often struggle because their goals are vague or they do not have a strong enough reason to keep going when things get tough. Success requires a clear vision and a deep emotional connection to your goals. When you have a strong why, it becomes easier to stay disciplined because you understand the bigger picture. Instead of making decisions based on short-term comfort, you make choices that align with your long-term success. One of the biggest enemies of self-discipline is instant gratification. In today's world, everything is designed for quick rewards. Social media, entertainment, fast food, and endless distractions. The problem is that chasing instant gratification weakens your ability to delay pleasure for greater rewards in the future. Highly successful people have mastered the art of delaying gratification. They understand that sacrificing temporary comfort leads to long-term success. They are willing to wake up early, put in extra work, and resist distractions because they know that every disciplined action moves them closer to their goals. Building self-discipline requires structure. If you wake up every day without a plan, you will fall into the trap of reacting to your environment instead of taking control of it. Discipline is about creating routines and systems that make success inevitable. This means setting specific daily habits that push you toward your goals. It could be waking up at the same time each morning, committing to a workout schedule, dedicating time to learning, or eliminating distractions during work hours. The more structured your day is, the less room there is for procrastination and laziness. Another important aspect of self-discipline is learning to control your emotions. Many people allow their feelings to dictate their actions. If they feel tired, they skip the workout. If they feel unmotivated, they put off working on their goals. But successful individuals understand that emotions are temporary and should not be the deciding factor in their actions. They have trained themselves to stick to their commitments, no matter how they feel. This mental toughness allows them to push through challenges, remain consistent, and stay focused even in difficult situations. Accountability is another powerful tool for strengthening discipline. When you are the only person holding yourself accountable, it is easy to make excuses and cut corners. But when you have someone who expects you to follow through, it adds an extra layer of responsibility. This could be a mentor, a coach, a friend, or even a personal commitment, such as tracking your progress in a journal. The more accountable you are, the harder it becomes to fall into bad habits. Another key to mastering self-discipline is learning to say no. Many people fail to achieve their goals because they say yes to too many distractions. They agree to plans that take them away from their work. They engage in activities that waste time, and they allow other people's priorities to dictate their actions. Discipline means protecting your time and energy. It means saying no to anything that does not align with your vision. The more focused you are, the faster you will achieve your goals. Self-discipline is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Self-discipline is a muscle that grows stronger with use. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. At first, it will be difficult. Your mind and body will resist change because they are used to comfort. But with consistency, discipline becomes a habit. You no longer have to force yourself to take action. It becomes a natural part of who you are. Eventually, discipline leads to freedom. When you have control over your actions, you gain control over your life. You no longer depend on motivation or external factors to push you forward. Instead, you operate with purpose, focus, and an unshakable commitment to your success. Success is not an accident. It is the result of intentional conditioning, daily discipline, and an unshakable belief in yourself. The thoughts you allow into your mind shape your reality, and if you do not take control, negativity will. That is why you must brainwash yourself for success. By feeding your mind with empowering beliefs, eliminating toxic influences, turning pain into power, acting as if you have already won, and mastering self-discipline. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but only if you train it to work in your favor. Every day you have a choice. Will you allow doubt, fear, and negativity to control your life? Or will you reprogram your thinking for greatness? The people who rise to the top are not the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who refuse to let their minds betray them. They built themselves from the inside out, and because of that, nothing could break them. Now it's your turn. Take control of your thoughts. Protect your energy. Show up as the person you want to become. Because once your mind is locked in on success, nothing in this world can stop you.